Hey girl, we about to go live.
She a pain too. We gonna go live. We gonna go live.
She
Even
said,
this, I can talk
right.
about this too. Look, put that in
Saying
my
we going live. Hold it together.
Is it you are drinking water out of your breast?
copper girl.
Oh, ooh.
Well, hello everybody. We are live. How y'all doing out there? My name is CiaraWimby, and I am the CEO and founder of LIV You Nonprofit, and also the physical wellness coach. What's up? So, who we have here today?
Oh, what's up? It's the copper. Give me y'all the what's up.
It's
Well,
copper.
it is I, the one with the cootie free kisses. Mwah. Cicely, the mental wellness coach.
Promise y'all, we do not do anything that is illegal before we get on here. I promise.
I'm drinking coconut water, so
Okay, so we're gonna talk about what we're drinking in a minute. So go ahead.
Come on, man. Okay, hi. Um, I'm Stephany, the spiritual wellness coach. I got my little hands today, so you can give me a little extra oomph. So yes, spiritual wellness.
All righty. So we haven't talked about what we're sipping on in a minute, right?
we have not.
So let's talk about this. So I started and I have this. I actually have a whole picture. So hold on, let me go get my little picture. It's a whole copper pitcher, and this is the little top that goes on top of the pitcher so that I don't have to like have an extra glass or anything, and it keeps it covered. And copper is a metal, and it's pretty good for your body. And so having the water in here sitting like overnight, and it says things that I've read, various things I've read, it has said that if you can have like 3 or 4 cups a day, and it can help you with like fatigue, it can help you with your immune system, it can help you with digestion, can help you with your hair and things like that. So copper water, that's what I am drinking today. And I actually have some crystals inside of here too. But y'all know I do like a 3-stage water process. Like first I put my water in a container that has positive words on them, and then I transfer that to another container that has crystals inside of it, and then this is step 3. So first it was a 2-step process. I have a 3-step process for my water. So that's how we working over here.
That's your ministry because I got some coconut water in my bubble to keep it cold. Okay. That's it. It's coconut water.
Tell them what you told us what it tastes like. Cause I was like, what?
Now, it tastes like dirty socks. Sweaty little sock, little musty water, with a little sweetness to it. But I needed the electrolytes and the extra hydration that coconut water gives. So I'm gonna be an adult. Let's see, 2 weeks in a row, I've been adult like with my drink beverages.
Oh, snap.
But yes.
Snap. Okay,
but
so
I don't know. I don't know what she got. All these copper. I don't know what Bubba got in there that keep it cold, but that's it. And I don't know what to do for my body besides be good and cold. That's it. Okay, go for it.
So today I'm actually drinking wine and water with ice. I'm drinking water and wine today. Stephany had herself a little workout earlier and a physical wellness day early in the morning, and my body said, girl, what you doing? You didn't have a meeting. So because I didn't meet with the other people inside my head first, they were like, we don't know what you're doing. Like, this was outside of standard, so you should have had a meeting and let us know what you was planning today, so we could be prepared for that. And so since I wasn't, so I'm drinking wine and water, and at my time it's 2:00, so I'm all right. It's 5:00.
I mean, even if it wasn't, that'd be all right. It's
True.
Saturday, and it's called balance because
you
got
at
your
home.
am at home.
And one of the things that you do that I noticed when you drink, literally you almost for every cup of alcohol you consume, you will consume a cup of water right behind it. So I've noticed that about you. So that's always very interesting to me because I've never seen anybody do that.
That's the experienced drinker.
Yes.
I have never seen anybody do that. I mean, if like the last time I had any alcohol was in my early 20s before I got sick, and there's nobody ever taught me that. I've never seen anybody do that, not ever an adult do that. It's just straight up, alcohol. So I'm always, every time you do that, it's always very impressive to me because in my mind, I'm thinking, A, that's healthy for your liver, like you're flushing out the toxins that you're putting in. And then secondly, that if you are out and about, that you're probably not going to be the person that's the drunk and incoherent because you're flushing out the alcohol in your body. So
yes.
My thought was, damn, you're gonna have to pee every 5 minutes.
That too. But I don't like the feeling of being drunk. I hate that feeling. And also, more importantly, I don't like for anything to control my mind that isn't me. Because it doesn't matter what you do in your space. If you consume alcohol that's going to have you move outside of your normal space, especially if you do something illegal. You cannot blame it on something else. You can't say, well, I'm intoxicated today, so I can't get through it. No, you're still responsible for that. You are still legally responsible for that. So I like to be in my own state of mind. So if I make a bad choice, I know I made the bad choice on my own 100%. And I'm okay with that because I make a whole bunch of great choices in between. So I guess this one won't hurt, but that's my own logic. But I don't like the feeling of being drunk. I need to keep my mind together, like my mind in control and me. I have to have me in front. So yeah.
I like that. Cool. So today we are talking about your vocational alignment to your purpose. So this is, a part of our monthly series of financial wellness. So, getting your vocational alignment to your purpose. So ladies, purpose, what first would you say is your purpose?
What would I say is, I mean, it kind of depends on, and like in my purpose in life, my purpose, like, cause I feel like I'm the type of person that has to have a purpose in order for me to do anything. Okay. Right? I have to have a goal in mind. It's the purpose. So I'm very intentional with my movements nowadays. Back in the day, like, oh, we're just going to hang. No, who's going to be there? Like, I got so many questions now. Before I'm like, all right, let's do it. And so, when we talk about vocation, and the bare root of vocation is how you make your money, right? So I have to be intentional on my money, right? So when we talk about purpose and making my money, the first goal, of course, growing out was, just make a lot of it fast, right? Now it's just like, money not everything for me now. Like, it doesn't run me how it runs the world, and I won't say it runs everybody, but we see how it works. That's why we still in the panorama, and people are like, yeah, you know what, the money market's crashing, just let everything back free. Whatever happens. But so now with my intentions, I use my purpose to make money is to make sure that I don't chase money, but money chases me. And so that's my purpose when it comes to my vocation, is to make sure that I'm not chasing finances, but whether just doing what I actually absolutely love doing, that I'm passionate about, whether I get paid or not. That's one of my main goals. So
what are some of the things that you're passionate about? What's some of that?
Girl, everything. I think I'm at core, I'm a humanitarian.
Okay.
And if it's to please the masses, I'm really big on women and mothers, right? Because every woman is not a mother, and vice versa. And so I'm really big on making sure that women in every area of my life are secure in themselves, because it's just like so many things are stacked against them. Not just saying men don't have their own issues, because granted, yes, they do. But I'm a woman, so I can speak for, as a woman,
Right.
what I've experienced. And so my humanitarian side makes sure that women and mothers are as secure as possible. If I have anything to do with it, they're gonna know their worth and live up to it. If I don't tell them, somebody else, I'm telling somebody else how to tell somebody else how to tell somebody else. So yeah, that's one of my biggest things, though. It's just humanitarianism within women.
Okay. And then we'll come back, or it'll circle back around and find out if your vocation is in alignment with that, or what have you done to make those things happen. So Stephany, Stephany, I swear it's just copper water. So Stephany, what is your purpose?
My purpose, I've known this for a very long time. So my purpose is to help people. I'm not happy about that. I just want to let y'all know that. Because there's so much work in helping people. But I do genuinely like to help people. And if it's helping them see who they are holistically, or getting them to the next step in their life, whatever it is they want to go, even if it's in the workspace. If I can help you in the workspace, help you get your resume together, help you with doing a mock interview, and I'll help in that area. And if it's in like your personal space, if you need me to, help you with discussing whatever it is that you're going through in your space, and be an ear for you. Now, I'm not I'm not a yes man. That's something I can't do. I can't even force myself to try to do that. But I will tell you, if you ask, because that's important, you must ask me, because I'm not going to give you unsolicited advice, unless of course I say, do you mind? But for the most part, you have to ask me for advice, because I'm not going to just offer it to you, because I try to put myself in other people's shoes. Because if you're going to give me some unsolicited advice and I didn't ask you for it, and you don't even know what you're talking about, we may have a little bit of a problem. A little bit. So my purpose is to help people to see their true potential. And I've always known that forever. That's another part of being an empath as well. I can feel all of your stuff. And I don't like it, because I be wanting to feel my own stuff. I got a billion emotions I got to go through myself. You mean to tell me I got to feel your stuff too and talk to you about it? Is that what you're saying? So yes. That right there, that's a lot. But I do get a sense of fulfillment when I do help a woman, when I do help a young girl getting to the next phase in their life, especially if they're younger and they're going through life. Been there, done that. Let's get you through it. You're not the end all be all. It's not the end of the world. I promise you. You're gonna wake up tomorrow and you still got to go to work. I promise. So that's my purpose, is to help people. That's my purpose.
Okay. So for me, it took me a long time to get to what my purpose was. I used to be very jealous of people when I was in grammar school, when they would be like, oh yeah, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. I want to be a fireman when I grow up. And not to even say that these people actually became these things, right? But I did not have an example that I saw of anything that I wanted to be when I grew up. So I really had no idea what my interest was, or what my passion was, or my purpose. The only thing that I actually knew that I enjoyed was math. And my mother was very focused on making sure that I always got to do something that had to do with math. So I kind of just watched how she operated or worked with me in terms of how I finally discovered what my passion or my purpose was. And it really was just seeing the things that I naturally did, or I naturally found myself drawn to, is how I started finding out what my purpose is. So naturally, for most people, they know that I'm a talker. And I was like, well, can I get a job being at the phone company? Because I could just talk on the damn phone all But I found out that that's not actually what operators do. Back in the day, they didn't just talk on the phone to people. And so again, there was no specific job that said, oh, this is what you can do if you just love talking. There was nothing for that. And so later on in life, I realized that it wasn't just talking that I enjoyed. I also enjoyed writing, because that became something of a skill set that came out of the Clear Blue Sky. And so I'm like, okay, so that's all a part of communication. So I realized that I was a communicator and I enjoyed listening to people. That was part of communication. So I like listening to people. I like writing. I like talking. So I'm like, okay, I'm a communicator. That's what I am. That's who I am. And it allows me to operate in various spaces. Then again, I also found out that I had a capacity to be able to heal myself in certain journeys that I've been a part of. And so I like to tell people what's going on. And so, because I want to talk. So I want to educate people. I want to write things. And so I'm like, okay, well, all of this still falls under communication, because I can write courses, I can write books, I can coach, I can mentor. So I'm like, oh my God, look at all these different things I can do just by running my mouth, listening, and being able to write. So that's kind of how I found what my purpose is in life. And it took some time, because it didn't all roll out at one time. And again,
never does.
At the time I was in school, that was nothing that said, this is what you can go do with wanting to talk. The only thing I could have thought about at that time was probably being a news anchor, or like I said, I thought, being an operator would have been able to do it, but no. So that's how I found my purpose, piece by piece by piece. I told you everything, it took a while for my life to unfold and develop, which as an Aries was not exciting and fun. Like, I'm like, can we get to it? What the is this? Like, what we doing? So, now that we kind of have a way of identifying or coming up, or if we know what our purpose is, how can we then know how to find a job that's going to then align with it? So, Cicely, what jobs have you had, and what is it that you are aligning yourself to now?
So the difference, I want to just touch on this, is to say, so we know, like I said, vocation is how you make your money, but your occupation is how you spend your time, right?
Yes, that is very clear. Yes, thank you. Yes.
And so, the job, you've seen all the jobs. I'm like, why is she asking me this?
I've seen them, but and we may have touched a time or two, but we don't want people to have to go back and look at all the dang on videos to find out. But you could, because if you
way back when.
No.
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember going to college thinking, I don't know what I want to do in my life. I know math is definitely not my thing. I could write, I'm very creative, but I am a talker, as we know. So I ended up going to school for radio, TV, and film production. So communications. And I had no idea what I wanted to do with that. I just knew my mama said I had to go to school, I might as well do something enjoyable while I'm there, have fun. So, and I had a lot of fun, no lie, but coming out of undergrad, I was like, now what? Y'all said graduate. Now all this people and money's supposed to come my way. Where is it?
Right.
Yeah, it don't work like that. Bamboozlement, right? But I had a certain skill set that I actually enjoyed doing. But I end up, not even me. My grandmother had a lady at her church who was looking for somebody to fill this position. She's like, I just need him to be a college graduate. So my girl like, well, that's you. She put me in the front. I'm like, okay, now what is it she's doing? So I end up getting a job as a case manager. I was like, what does that mean? It sounds to me like I'm just pushing papers. That's really what it sounds like. But in the end, it ended up being helping. And it wasn't just women, but it was helping people. At that time, I had came out of college. Ooh, I'm about to date myself, but whatever, forget y'all. But this is when
well, I came out of college before you did. So
this is true. This is when the recession had hit, though. Like we were coming out of we were in it, but we were trying to come out of the recession. So a lot of the people who were misplaced from work that were coming back and trying to get back into the work field, we were focused on helping them. So I got met with a lot of older people really angry at me because I'm trying to help them find another job, right? How you gonna tell me how to find a job? I don't know, but we're gonna figure this out together.
Because I got one and you don't. Let's start with that.
I was very humble, right? It was it was a humbling experience, but it taught me more about my skills of communication, because it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah.
And so in this space, first of all, stop muting me.
Sorry, I was trying to mute.
Look, hater. So she want to out-talk me. That's what it is, y'all. No. She jealous because she ain't getting up. But you know, so in that space, I really learned how to communicate better on different levels. So that was my first peek at like humanitarian, but actually making money with it. So I'm helping people. I'm learning more about the workspace and writing resumes and things. So as I'm helping them, I'm helping myself. Like, let me build my resume up because I'm building theirs up. And so from there, I moved on to more career counseling and just counseling positions where I just was in charge of helping people in every walk of their lives. And I realized, like, I'm a legit counselor. Like, people put their lives in my hands and expect me to figure it out. And I'm like, do y'all know I'm trying to figure my own stuff out? But okay, forget it. Let's do it. You trust me, we're going to rock this thing out. And I was very successful at it. To the point where I just kept on getting different positions, making more money in it. And then I went and switched that sector to the healthcare sector. And I made a lot of money with communicating with people on their level and helping. And at this point, I was really helping women and children. And so I'm like, I like this. But then, of course, life happened and I get thrust into another position. And I get into another position where now I'm a career counselor, a college career counselor. And I'm like, really, y'all just gonna keep on making me be a counselor, right? That's really what y'all want to do. So now I'm thriving in that field. And I remember calling Ciara like, listen, I think I'm going to school for my doctorates. It's a 5-year program. And she like, what, 5 years? And I'm like, yeah. And she said one thing to me that still sticks with me today. Well, no matter what you do in 5 years, gonna pass anyway, so you might as well get to it. And I was like,
how Aries-like of you. Go on.
That's Jametta Johnson. So that's Jametta Johnson in me. That's my mama. She's like, look, you're gonna have them years anyway, so you're gonna need to figure out what you're gonna do with them. So
yeah, might as well make them break. So I'm on the phone, heart palpitating, because I'm late to the program, but somebody, you know, leading up to these things, other people were agreeing, like, do it. So I'm calling her, scrambling, getting all the paperwork in. And I think the next week I started. I was in school. And so if you don't know by now, I'm in school, getting my doctorate in clinical psychology.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo. And this is year 4 of those 5 years. And in this 4-year span, I have touched more lives than I have ever imagined. What I actually realized is that not only is my goal and my purpose in life to be a humanitarian, but to help create structure in that space. And my vocation definitely matches my occupation, which means what? I get paid to do what I love to do. And we all know it's more to come with that, because once that doctor is in front of my name, we know it's lit. What Cardi say, it's up and it's stuck. So yes, life is definitely intentional at this point with my purpose and my occupation. So yes, my vocation does align with my passion and my purpose.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thanks.
Stephany.
So, as I've said before, when it comes to employment, I've always looked at the money. I've always chased the money, because whatever the title of the position is, that's fine. I can do it. What is the compensation? So I've always looked at the compensation. And so it actually came to a point where the compensation didn't matter. I just didn't like the job. And I remember being a coach at one point in time for another employer, but there was no structure. There was no agenda. There was no end goal. Everyone was just here meandering their way through the process. And so in the process of chasing money, I realized that I need to like what it is that I'm doing. So if I don't like what it is that I'm doing, then the money really doesn't matter. Yes, the money takes care of the bills. Yes, the money pays for whatever it is that you want to do. But if you don't like the job and if you don't like the occupation, then the money really doesn't mean anything. And I realized that in my career, chasing money. So it's always been money for me. Money, money, money. You talk to me, you say something to me, and you have some dollar signs in there, then you got my attention. Other than that, you just talking and I'm not even listening. But the minute you say, but you get $1,000 a week. I'm sorry, what? What was that?
You're like, I'll show up.
There I go. What'd you say?
What I
Okay,
gotta
let
do?
me write it down. Okay, what? And I need to be at what time? Okay, cool, got it. No problem. Do I get the cash up front? Do I get half now, half later? Like, how does that work? So
Half later. A quarter.
I know what it was. Long as I got the money secure, then I could do everything else. But in the process of getting the money, I had a position that I didn't like, and I was an actual coach. And I did say that I like to help people. And in all the positions focusing on money, I've helped people in the process and just didn't realize that I was actually that good at that, at helping people. I remember working in the retail department, and I raised like $60,000 in 3 months in donations alone. Not even, and it was just for a seasonal thing. And it was just donations. It was just me by myself. Nobody else helped. 2 people together doing the same thing that I'm doing. They raised less than half of what I raised in a couple of weeks by myself. So sales and marketing also became something that I was pretty good at, because I'm not much of a talker. But if you talk to me about some money, I can talk your ear off.
I ain't talking, but if we talking money, I'm a talk.
I'm speaking the same language. If you talk about some money, we talking the same language. That's not a problem. I think Jay-Z said it best. I could sell water to a well. That's not even an exaggeration. That's just being nice. So I could talk to you about some money all day long. Not a problem, but I didn't like sales and marketing. So I decided to go to school and get a degree in sales and marketing, because I was fearful of it, because I didn't understand a lot of it. I just knew I was really good at selling things. I knew I was really good at getting money. So why not combine the two, along with what I like to do, a passion, which is to help people and to help women, period, and see where that takes me. I stepped out on faith, like all the way out on faith. Like, it wasn't a boat. I didn't have a life vest. I was just out there with a raft that was handmade by somebody who got stranded on an island before me, and a stick. And I was out there on the island. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just gonna let things happen as they happen and control myself in the process. And that's the key. You must control yourself in the process of that behavior. Means how you say things to people. That means how you act. I mean, all of that plays a big factor into where it is you want to go in your career life. And I personally know firsthand that how you say stuff to people, it actually affects them. And people have a lot of feelings. And when you are chasing money, you don't think about people's feelings. Because I know I didn't. I didn't think. I was like, "Are you sad? Let's go get you some money, girl. You don't feel better."
Right. We hear that one from you all the time. Hold on, let's just get you some money.
Yes, you want a puppy? Oh, your baby died. Here's a puppy. Don't even worry about it. So when you're chasing money, you're not really paying attention to everybody else's feelings. And people are very, they're very in touch with their feelings in the workplace. Where for me, I was not in touch with my feelings. I was more of results oriented, detail oriented. Let's get the money. Let's get it by this deadline. Actually, let's get it before the deadline, because if you on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time. I'm sure y'all probably heard that saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being focused so much on the money, it, like I said, it shifted because I had a position where I actually didn't like it. I didn't like the structure. I didn't like the people. I didn't like the job description, because the job description was completely different from what it is that I was actually doing. And so it planted like a bad taste in my mouth. So I was like, I don't even care about the money. I don't even want to deal with the money. And then I came to another position where I tried to hold on to the position, and it really wasn't for me because I was holding on to the money, and the money wasn't for me either. So I ended up having to leave, and that entire department dismantle on top of that. So it didn't matter what I did. If I wanted to stay or not, the entire department was becoming dismantled. So I focused in on school and trying to figure out which avenues I could generate the most cash, including what it is that I like to do. And it's through school, as I've said before. Being in school, I'm a professional student. I've learned to help other students go wherever it is that they want to go in their next journey, in their next life. And I found some things that I like law. I love law, and because of the complexities of it, I like problems. So I like to solve the problem. So right now, at this particular time, I'm really focused on what it is that I like to do, and following what, Cicely and what Ciara is saying is, aligning your passions with what it is that you want to do in terms of occupation, and the money is going to chase you. So I've had various experiences where I've worked overseas and wasn't even expecting that. I worked in 2 different countries, and I'm working overseas, and it's all virtual, but it's still work. So I'm working overseas in 2 different countries, and I'm still doing work for law. I'm working in a different state. I live in a different state. So I'm doing things in my personal life that's not necessarily work time. I'm doing things in my other time to help move myself in a position to where I want it and I like it, both personally and financially. And so right now I'm in the process of having the money chase me, because that's exactly what's happening. Money is literally chasing me, and I didn't even know it. Right. All of that. I didn't even know it. Money is literally chasing me, and I couldn't be more happy. I mean, I just couldn't be more happy. So that's my whole thing. Don't chase the money. Look at the position first. Read it, because reading is fundamental, children.
Man, listen.
Read it first. And if you don't like it, then move. It don't matter what the dollar sign says. Move.
Absolutely.
I like all of that. So for me, is I've had a lot of vocations. I've had a lot of jobs. I'm probably the most senior working person on our call here. So I've had a lot of jobs, and my first professional work was actually in accounting, and I've shared that a million times over. That was my route because my interest was math. And so my mother was like, okay, so you either gonna do accounting or you're gonna do electrical engineering. Choose. And I wasn't a science person, so I was like, accounting, we're gonna go that route. So I was an accountant, but it wasn't something that I actually enjoyed doing on a regular basis. I didn't enjoy the work. But I enjoyed the knowledge that came from it, because I still use that knowledge. So it was information that I needed to learn, but it wasn't something I wanted to do every day because, again, and when we talk about passion and purpose, that really doesn't go around with being a communicator. Accounting isn't necessarily talkative. And I would find myself getting my work done, and then I'm going up and down the aisle, going to go talk to people because I feel like it's playtime now. And I'm like, I'm bored out of my damn mind. I need some activities. I need somebody to play with. I need something happening. One of the things that really pushed me out of accounting was when New Orleans and the flood and things took place.
Mhm.
And I was working in insurance at that time. And just all the people who were putting in claims, and they were, upset because they were not getting their money from those claims. And this was, a natural disaster that took place. And that kind of put a bad taste in my own mouth for the companies that I was representing. And I didn't feel good about being a representative in that industry after that, on top of all of my other feelings about not wanting to be there. And so an opportunity opened up. I left, I got a payout, and I started, somebody, introduced career coaching to me. And it was one of those, oh, do this for 3 months to help out because somebody's going on a maternity leave. So that's kind of like a theme for me, right? People go out on 3 months and then I go and fill in. So I did that, and I actually really liked it. And then another position opened up, and then I actively sought jobs where I could become a full-time person in career development. And it was something that I had a skill set for because I had already helped my friends for free, as I've talked about before, doing their resumes. And so I was just like, I'm good at this. So let's go ahead. And then I was getting paid for it too. Win-win. Yeah. And then as life progressed, I started seeing that, oh my God, I really actually like helping people. And then I started looking back in my entire portfolio of my life, beginning from about 6 years old, and how I would listen to people and their problems. And at that point, I wasn't necessarily giving out advice at 6, except for, maybe you need to go tell your mama, because that's what I would have done. Right.
Right.
Tell your mama that, because that's kind of like,
Tell your mama, I'm gonna go tell my mama.
Right, because you guys, an adult needs to know that information. But I saw that people, so it wasn't necessarily just about what I liked, it was about what was attracted to me. People liked telling me their stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I might be good at this, helping people and coaching them and guiding them, and people want my knowledge and my information. So hell, let me do that. And so
Right.
I started finding myself looking for jobs that aligned me to that. And then I also learned that I really like building things and designing things. So I like to create databases, and I like to build websites and things like that. So I started having those opportunities at work. And so then I started getting jobs where I just tell people like this. I literally almost feel like I make shit up every day. Like, so.
And you do though. Not you feel like you do.
Really.
Like,
really.
At this, so it's like, well, Ciara, what is your passion? Making shit up? I mean, because I am such a creator, and I get to create my work every day in my personal space and what I do for a living. So it's almost kind of like, in a little bit, what I do for a living, where my money source is from at this moment in time. It's almost mirroring kind of what I do here.
Mm-hmm.
Except for there's one that I get a lot of money from, and there's one that I don't get as much money from at this moment in time. But I do the same type of stuff. I get to be a leader. I get to be autonomous. I get to be creative. I get to use my analytical skills. I get to use my creative skills. And so with those things, it makes me really enjoy what I get to do. And of course, some days I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it because as I was expressing to you all this morning, right now, like I'm fatigued. My mental creativity, thinking, leadership abilities, I'm just like, I don't want to do nothing. But there's times when that's going to happen, even when you are in alignment, your vocation is in alignment with your purpose. And so that was something, and I bring that up specifically because there was a time when I thought that if you found anything that you didn't like, or, you know, you got tired or you didn't feel like doing whatever your job was, your vocation was, that, well, maybe it wasn't in alignment with your purpose. And I was like, well, maybe I'm not in alignment with my purpose anymore. And it's like, well, no, but every day you can't be 100.
No,
That's realistic.
no.
Every day is not going to be a day that, you know, you're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Well, first off, no, let me take that back. Every day you should be thankful. That's
Yes.
it. Let me start with that. Hold on. You should be thankful, but every day you're not going to enjoy every aspect of the purpose and the alignment. So the process of it. And so I want to make sure that I'm stating that so people don't get discouraged, because being in alignment doesn't always mean that the journey is easy.
So speak on that.
It is not. You gotta miss those days where it's unicorns and rainbows. It may not do that today. It may do it tomorrow, may do it next week, but you definitely gotta miss it. So yeah.
It can also be months of rain, of gray skies. Let's be real.
Like, don't say it.
It's the busy work, right? Because when
Absolutely.
you understand what's on the other side of the purpose, you know, of what you're doing, right? Because we're intentional. We have goals to keep us pushing. And so when you understand what it is you're working towards, it doesn't make the busy work easier, but it makes it more tolerable, right?
And understandable.
Right. So it gives you that patience, like, okay, just get through this because I know what's on the other side of that. But you have to have that goal in mind to keep you pushing, because if you don't understand what you're working towards and it gets to that rough patch, you're gonna be like, next, I'm out. Like, it's easy to quit when you don't know what you're working towards.
In my past I would quit real quick in my past because it wasn't in alignment with my purpose. So I was just like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm done. Like, I can remember I was studying for the CPA. And so you have these classes, you know, you go to whatever. And at the time I was dating somebody, and they was like, you want to go on a date? Yeah. Because I didn't want to go to class, you know, and at first they was walking me to my class, right? They go meet me because my job was downtown Chicago. My class was downtown Chicago. So he'd meet me at my job just so he can get a couple seconds in, because I was like, man, dude, I'm busy. Like, I work full time. I'm, you know, doing this CPA. Like my time is like zero.
Limited.
So he'd meet me after work at my job when he got off, and then he walked me to my class, you know, straight up like high school, you know, he was walking me to my class. It was cute, right? We're not going to go that far because, you know,
it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
It ain't that cute. But so he walked me to my class, and, you know, just one day he was just like, man, you want to go to dinner or whatever? What now? Right this second? You know what? I can miss this class. So, you know, let's go eat, you know. So then it became, you know, why am I even going to class? I don't even want to do this, because I was not in alignment. And mind you, let me tell y'all about my money. $1,000 gone. And I was like, I don't even care. So, you know, Stephany, like, you know, she chased the money. I was like, it's just $1,000 next. Like, It's just $1,000. I don't even care. And it took me a while in my life to actually value the money I was putting into. So the first time I actually valued the money I committed to a class was when I became a certified yoga instructor. That class was $3,500. And it was
oh my God.
It was a 12-week class, 3 months. And I had to go to the class like 9 to 5 Saturday, 9 to 5 Sunday. Then I also had to go Friday from 5 to 9 o'clock at night. Then 2 times during the week, I had to go I had to go take yoga classes with our instructors that we had. So I got to look at their schedule and see when it fit with mine. And I had a full-time job. And my biggest fear, on top of this, was after I had already been sick. And so I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't taking medication and stuff anymore. And so I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle all of this. This might be too much for my system. I might break down, blah, 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 blah. I'm afraid that I might not stick with the commitment because I already knew that I had commitment issues. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to finish this at $3,500. Remember that time? And it was $1,000. He was like, so you don't really care about money like that, because also it didn't come out my pocket. So, I was, thank God my daddy's still not living, hallelujah, because he'd probably jump on his car. Yeah, I remember when. So, but thank God he not. So, and it wasn't, my money, it was his money. So, but I had this passion and this purpose that I needed to complete this. And it was from a space of seeing myself not complete things in my past. I don't even know how I got my undergrad degree, except for the fact that my mama was like, you better get one. Like, you said your mother was like, you better get one. But committing to that had to come from something way more than just the fact that, it's cool. I think I might like it. No, it was something I'm very passionate about. It's something I'm still very passionate about. I am a yogi through and through, and yoga is one of the tools that I use in my healing process. So I knew that I needed to get this certification. And it was also like, well, if you miss so many days, I think you had 2 or 3 days you can miss. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm already here like 7 days a week, it felt like. And if I miss a day, if you miss like 2 days, you were going to have to start and take some more classes the next time they offered it. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know when they're going to offer this class again. So I need to come every single day. So to complete it was amazing.
Big accomplishment. It was something that you said that, I'm sorry, Stephany. But it was something you said that when we talked about the distraction, you want to go eat, right? That's the easiest way to get somebody out. Food is the easiest way to get somebody out.
I'm there.
It really is. It really is. You say tell us some food? We friends again.
As a matter of fact, I can't wait to the next 13 minutes because I'm going to go get me something to eat.
Really? We're not going to talk about this cake that I perfected because I made it again. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. But the distractions, right? So even in the midst of doing what you want to do, right? Your purpose, even when you're driven, distractions are always going to come, and they come in the form of things that they know will help distract you, right? So a distraction for Ciara might be, like you said, let's go get food.
It was a distraction, and it was food.
It was food, right? A distraction for Stephany, like, hey, but it's money involved. Wait, money, right? So she going. Right. So the thing is, distractions are almost like small tests in the midst of your journey, especially when you get to the hard part of the journey that you don't want to be involved. Like, I just want this part to be over with. Anything that's sent to distract you, hey, let's kick it, let's whatever. Those are small tests to see if you're really serious about what you say you're serious about.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned on this journey, because I'm at the portion of the journey where the work is getting tedious and hard and I'm over it. And every time a distraction comes, I'm like, yeah, I like that. And then now here I am at the deadlines, like, oh my God, why did I do this to myself? So just to be aware of it is one thing. And I'm aware of it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm aware, but I got this, right? But how much of I got this would cause my stress levels to shoot up, and now it's causing some other issues in my body because I keep stressing myself out for things that I don't, necessarily need, but I want, right? So just to be aware in the process, even when you are aligned with your purpose, there's still going to be distractions. There's still going to be hard parts. Like it's not easy because, I guess it is. It becomes easy because now, yes, I actually have a goal. I know what I'm working towards. That's the easiest part of it, right? Because I know what I'm doing, or at least working towards. But the actual process and the work ain't nothing easy about it. And I don't want people to think that just because you know what your purpose is on this earth or wherever or where you're going to, that it's going to be easy just because you know. It actually makes you harder.
Yes, it's harder.
Because
I liked it a lot better when I was in grammar school and I was mad because other people knew that what they wanted to do and I didn't. I liked it a lot better because I was just floating around.
Right? Because there's bliss in ignorance. I don't want to know. Let me stay in my ignorance, right? And so once you get to know these things, it is a drive putting you get this fire in you, like it's this urgency. And if you think like Ciara, once you know you feel like it's supposed to be done tomorrow.
Today,
and today, tomorrow,
drives me crazy not to have it today. It's like, no, it's patient. You're gonna get there. I'm like, oh God, how long I gotta be patient for this?
It's something that you said, Cicely, about the work, and I've said this to many people before. There's no shortcut to success. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you do it. You cannot cut corners thinking that you're going to get to wherever it is that you want to go in your life, because that's not how it works. And I know that we've all discussed about being, a humanitarian or helping people or things that we like. Who's ever watching this video and you don't like helping people, one, I feel your pain. Two, I understand you don't have to. You have to find out what it is that you like to do and what works for you. Maybe helping everybody ain't it. But if you do like solving complex problems, you do like building platforms. Like I love building platforms inside of Salesforce because I just know how to do it. And I figured that part out. But if you are a tech person, and I know tech people only speak tech languages, no offense. I got a sister who's a tech person and that's what she speaks. That's how I know. So if you speak tech language, then maybe people ain't for you. And that's fine, but you still have to find something that's in alignment with who you are and what it is that you like to do to make the occupation that you have are satisfying and you get value out of it. Because even though we all have discussed how we like to help people, the one thing that we do is we help ourselves first. And
absolutely
helps us too. So we doing what we love to do. We doing what we like to do. We like to help you. But if you don't help yourselves, we're not going to put ourselves out there either. So right. So you got to help yourself first before anybody. And that's not even just us. It could be anybody in your family, anybody in your close circle, your friends, your coworkers, whomever. If you are not helping yourself, you're not going to get any help. You're just not, that's just not how it works. Because as you move up that corporate ladder, there's going to be people who's going to watch you and see what it is that you're doing. They want to see that you are actually willing to put the time, the effort, and the work it takes for you to get to the next level you want to get to.
Right. Even that's what people most time when it's not fun.
And it's not. You're going to have a lot of, it's not. You're going to have a lot of those days where you're drinking wine, where you don't want to talk to nobody. You just having a moment. You want to go in the bathroom and scream and cry. And the world is coming down, it's burning, and didn't nobody tell you. But you like, it's fine because it don't affect where I live. I get it because I've been there. I get it. So just
Stephany always got some crazy antidote. We love it though.
But the craziest thing is the world is on fire and burning, and we are saying it ain't affecting where I live.
Right. It's happening right now. Like, and clearly we're still like, and so this is what we do, and we like doing it, and we like the rewards that we get, because I always think about it has to be an energy exchange. With anything that you do, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, but whatever it is that you're doing, you have to be getting something from it as well as whatever you're giving. But if you're not getting anything from it, then why the hell are you giving to it?
Question. Major facts. And so many people are doing that. And unfortunately, I pray for you that you find something that is worth the energy, and it is equal exchange of energy that replenishes you, as well as you're getting, you're giving what you're putting in. Even more, actually, you're getting back even more what you're putting in. That is my prayer for you all.
Right.
And that's why intention is important. You
Absolutely.
have to be intentional about what it is that you're doing. You cannot expect to do something for somebody expecting that they're going to do something for you in return. If that is what you're going into the process with, you've already lost.
Yeah.
Because you cannot expect for somebody to do something for you because you've done something for them. Either you do it out of the kindness of your heart, or because you want to, or you don't.
Just make your intentions clear, right? And I think that's a hard thing. It sounds so easy, but it's so hard for so many people, because they go into a lot of things just thinking everybody, especially when you have a pure heart, you go into so many situations thinking people are just as pure as you, and it's not the truth all the time. So be intentional with your time, your energy. I know we have 6 minutes going, so I know I'm gonna nip my part in the bud because it is what it is. And listen, y'all, this good new hair, it's working me, baby. It is working me. So
I like it though.
Listen, I didn't blinked a million times. It's all in my eye. And listen, it's doing too much. So I'm trying to get my life together, hold it together for y'all, but it's working me. Okay. So I want to pause here and, just to quickly recap, is basically understanding that there's a difference between vocation and occupation. Vocation is how you make your money. Occupation is how you spend your time. The goal is align your occupation with your vocation. You want to spend their time aligning it with how you make your money. If financial wealth is the goal. That's very important when you understand, because if some people don't always aspire to be wealthy, let's just be clear. Some people don't want, that's a lot of work for a lot of people, and that's not their aspiration. So, but if financial wealth is your aspiration, it is my hopes and prayers that you align your occupation with your vocation and make it work for you.
I love that.
Anything else?
No, I think that closed that out really beautifully. Yeah.
Very well.
But how you reach us, because we are Live You. We have LiveYou.org. We have all of our social media. We got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.
You can also do a 15-minute consultation.
If y'all getting 30, y'all getting Stephany, because it's not 30, it's 15.
15-minute consultation. Sponsor a boo. That's our thing, right? Sponsor a boo. So if there's also
invest in yourself, sponsor a boo and invest in yourself. We're gonna throw that up.
You are a boo. I'm a boo. Right. I'm a sponsor myself, and then I want somebody else to sponsor me too. So okay.
Right. So also, if there's like something that you guys want us to discuss or talk about, let us know. Slide in the DMs, comment on this video on Facebook or any of our other social media sites, and ask, say, hey, I want you guys to talk about this. I didn't get any understanding about it, or can you guys revisit this? I missed it. Whatever. Let us know what it is that you guys want us to talk about.
Absolutely. Also subscribe to our emailing list and our monthly self-care subscription. Sometimes you just may need help with just wanting to shake up your self-care practices and you can't think of no new ideas. Even if you just want a deeper understanding of what self-care looks like, because I know a lot of times people get mad when self-care don't look like going to get my nails and hair done, a little spa treatment. Guess what? Self-care is really cleaning up. Self-care can be stop talking to
reading
people.
Reading a book.
Right, reading.
It's silence.
Yes, that's a big one. I love some silent self-care.
Right.
So just if you just need ideas, or if you just feel stuck in those areas, subscribe. You get new, fresh ideas. Even it also may rejuvenate some ideas that you already do, add a little spunk to the things that you may already be doing. So yes, definitely subscribe there. Also subscribe for our emailing list, because y'all nosy, y'all won't keep up with real ones. So definitely sign up for that. And of course, I'm coming with the cootie free kisses. Give you love. And what else y'all got?
Next week, we're talking about managing your money.
Ooh.
Ching, ching.
I heard some feelings with that one.
Ching, ching.
It's okay. Well, it's not personal, but it's personal.
Listen, because mind your business, okay?
Right. What do you say? Don't judge me. What?
Judge your mama.
Because listen,
Yeah.
but we're gonna teach y'all how to manage your money while we managing ours, okay?
Right.
So,
right.
but
All
until
right.
next time, y'all
We
be
got an
good.
accounting degree. Woo woo.
Not my
Right.
strong suit, but whatever. Taurus has managed money well. Mind your business.
Namaste.
Hey.